I've been struggling as an artist.
V has come too.
I've been struggling as an artist, and I wanted to make a video to kind of share my experience and kind of not necessarily how I got through it, but what's more important, what I've learned from getting through it. Now, I'm a hip hop artist. The last album I put out was called All Figured Out, and I dropped it in 2017. So nearly 7/8 years ago. That was the last time that I released music. And I finally found my way kind of back to myself, if you will. A lot happened. I had kids, stuff at my job, life lifed the life out of me. So that's pretty much what it's been. Now, the thing that I regret deeply about this whole process has been the time that it has taken to get back to where I wanted to be. And I think as artists, as creatives, this is a lifestyle. This isn't a hobby. This isn't something you can turn off. You're always going to be creative. And I was able to pursue other creative paths in other ways. But I hate that I haven't been able to flex this particular muscle in over 7 years. And what I'll say to that artist who's struggling right now is life is short. We're not promised tomorrow. And I know all of these things sound super cliche, but they're true. And I would challenge you to find your way back to yourself. Find a way to make the thing that you wanted to make and connect with the people you wanted to connect with. Because that's part of the reason why we do this, especially in music. And I totally empathize with what we're going through. We're in the age of the internet. We're in the age of streaming where it's hard to make one-on-one connections with fans with your music. You make the music and then you put the music in this streaming platform that only incentivizes virality. You only really get your roses when there are 5,000 people giving you roses at the same time, like listening to your music. And then even then, it's very indirect. One of the artists that come to mind that were able to kind of like beat this dynamic was Nipsey Hussle. And RIP to the legend, far too soon. He had so much to do. And that's kind of where these two things intersect. One, if Nip were alive, here and now, today, he would be making dope art. He would be spending time with his family and he would be connecting with his fans. That's what he would be doing. But in the time that he was allotted, he did what he had to do. He did what he could do, and it was amazing. When you look at how he was able to connect with his fans via the $100 mixtape, and then he followed that up a couple of years ago with a $1,000 mixtape, this person, he just embodied independence. He embodied direct-to-consumer, grassroots, like whatever you want to call it. This guy did it. And what I would challenge you to do is to do the same. Now, when I look at the landscape, when I look at where we are and what we're doing right now in the music industry, it's very difficult to do that. None of the tools that we have really work for that. And when I started working on my project, which I am working on it and I can't wait to release it, I said, damn, like the tools that I want to connect with people on an individual level don't really exist. The best experience for listening to music are on the streaming platforms, bar none. Is there a way? Are there some tools out there that can be created? Can I make something? And that's what I did. I made something super dope. But I want to go back to Nipsey Hussle, because when he came out with this $100 mixtape, like it caused a lot of controversy. Like people were not super supportive of this. And one of the things that he said, and I'm paraphrasing, but one of the things he said was, when asked about the $100 price tag, he's basically said, it's not about the CD. It's not about the marketing or the buzz and the virality of it. It's not about the artwork itself. It's about revolution. That $100 was the price of revolution. And who in the world would not want to be a part of that? This is why this man was a genius. Again, gone too soon. Life is a marathon, and we have to run our own races. Now, back to what I created, this revolution. I wanted to make something that Nipsey Hussle would respect and possibly utilize if he were here. I wanted to make something that I could use to connect with my fans directly. I wanted to make something that enhanced the experience of an album. I wanted to offer something that the streaming platforms could not offer. I wanted to make sure that when someone bought my project, it didn't feel like they just earned an I voted sticker. I wanted to make something epic. And this is what I was able to create. This is Pedestal. Pedestal is a high-end content distribution platform that allows artists to build community around their work and get compensated for it. One of the 4 game-changing tools that Pedestal features is the stem player. This is not your average MP3 player where you're just passively listening to music. You can actively listen to it now with the controls to which you could mute out the vocals and listen to the album as an instrumental. You could mute out the beat and then listen to the album as an acapella. This can be like a learning tool. This can be an interactive tool. This could be like a DJing tool, very similar to Kanye West's stem player that was dropped with Donda. But in addition to that, Pedestal also features an episodic video player. So now this is the perfect place for a visual album. It's the perfect place for a documentary that's pertinent to the album or skits, things of that nature. We wanted to make sure that the visuals were treated with respect. Next, one of the most awesome features about Pedestal is that it features an in-album social media network. So every time someone buys your album, they're now a part of your album's group, or better yet, they're basically all the people you sell your album to are now part of the album. They'll have the ability to comment, post. You can DM them, they can DM you. You get to moderate your own group from within your album, period. Like, this is the way of the future. And then finally, and to Nipsey Hussle's credit, the ability to sell your project for whatever you want to sell it for. Pedestal is going to be the most compelling way to release that $100 album or that $1,000 album or even that $1 million album. Shout out to the Wu-Tang. This was what the wait was for. This is what I'm building. If you want to learn more about Pedestal, link is in the description. Join our mailing list. Check out the app. It is on the Apple App Store. And you'll be hearing more from me in the future. Peace.